Few modern truck engines have sparked as much discussion, admiration, and debate as Ford's massive 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 since its debut. Enthusiasts have praised it, mechanics have respected it, and many truck owners consider it one of the toughest gasoline engines ever built for heavy-duty work. Some fans even go so far as to call it the best gas truck engine ever made, but others wonder if the hype has gone too far. So the real question is this: is the Godzilla engine truly a revolutionary powerhouse that deserves its legendary reputation, or has the excitement around it created expectations that are simply too high? To answer that, we need to look beyond marketing and examine the engine from several angles of its engineering philosophy. Real-world performance, reliability, tuning potential, and expert opinions from engineers and industry specialists. And as it turns out, the truth is more interesting than either extreme. When Ford Motor Company introduced the 7.3-liter Godzilla V8 in 2024 at its Ford Super Duty trucks, the goal was clear: build the most durable gasoline engine possible for heavy-duty work at the time. Most heavy-duty truck buyers still preferred diesel engines because of their massive torque and towing capabilities. Gasoline engines were often seen as cheaper alternatives, but less capable for serious work. Ford wanted to change that perception. Instead of designing a complex turbocharged gasoline engine, Ford engineers took a very different approach, one focused on simplicity, displacement, and durability. The result was a massive naturally aspirated pushrod V8 with several key characteristics. 7.3 liters of displacement cast iron engine block for durability. Traditional pushrod valvetrain long-stroke design optimized for torque, large bore spacing for future upgrades. In many ways, the design was intentionally old. According to engineers involved in the project, the goal wasn't to build the most technologically advanced engine. The goal was to build the most reliable workhorse possible. As powertrain engineer Jim Bombeck explained, the focus was durability and serviceability. Many of these trucks operate in commercial environments where uptime matters far more than peak horsepower. In other words, the engine was designed for contractors, fleet operators, and heavy-duty truck owners who value longevity over complexity. Why enthusiasts love the Godzilla? The Godzilla engine quickly developed a strong following among truck fans, and for several good reasons. Massive torque for a gas engine in stock form. The 7.3-liter V8 produces around 430 horsepower and 475 pounds-ft of torque, depending on model year and configuration. While those numbers don't match modern diesel engines, they are extremely impressive for a naturally aspirated gasoline engine in a heavy-duty truck. Even more importantly, the torque arrives at relatively low RPM. That makes the engine feel strong and responsive when towing trailers, hauling heavy loads, or climbing steep grades. According to towing specialists, torque delivery matters far more than peak horsepower when moving heavy cargo. The Godzilla's large displacement allows it to generate that torque naturally, without relying on turbochargers or extremely high engine speeds. Another reason enthusiasts admire the engine is its mechanical simplicity. Many modern engines rely on complicated technologies like dual overhead camshafts, multiple turbo, combined direct import fuel injection complex emission systems. The Godzilla avoids much of that complexity. Instead, it uses a traditional pushrod architecture similar to classic American V8 engines. Automotive engineering analyst Mike Levine has pointed out that pushrod engines often have fewer moving parts and a more compact design, which can make them easier to maintain, especially in heavy-duty environments. For truck owners who keep vehicles for hundreds of thousands of miles, that simplicity can translate into long-term reliability. That capability has made the engine popular. Despite its popularity, not everyone believes the Godzilla engine deserves its legendary reputation. Several criticisms appear frequently in discussions among engineers and truck experts. One of the most common arguments is that the engine isn't particularly innovative. From a technical standpoint, the Godzilla relies on architecture that has existed for decades. Pushrod V8 engines are not new technology. Critics say the engine represents excellent execution of traditional engineering, but not a groundbreaking innovation. That doesn't necessarily make it bad, but it challenges the idea that the engine represents a revolutionary leap forward. Large, naturally aspirated engines rarely excel in fuel efficiency, and the 7.3-liter V8 is no exception. Heavy-duty trucks, equipped with the engine, typically achieve lower fuel economy compared to smaller turbocharged engines. That's simply the reality of displacement. A 7.3-liter engine naturally consumes more fuel under many driving conditions. For commercial fleets focused on operating costs, fuel efficiency can be a major factor when choosing between gasoline and diesel engines. Even though the Godzilla is powerful, diesel engines still dominate when it comes to extreme towing. Modern diesel truck engines often produce over 1,000 pounds-ft of torque, which dramatically improves heavy load capability. Because of that, buyers who frequently tow extremely heavy trailers often still choose diesel power. Gas engines like the Godzilla have closed the gap, but diesel remains the king of maximum towing performance. The Castillon block that makes the Godzilla extremely durable also adds weight. Some critics argue that aluminum block engines could improve weight efficiency. However, Ford engineers intentionally chose iron for durability and cost reasons. In commercial applications, reliability usually outweighs the benefits of lighter materials. For truck owners, reliability is often the most important question. Early data from mechanics and fleet operators suggest the Godzilla engine has been very dependable so far. Its simple design reduces potential failure points. There are no turbochargers, fewer high-pressure fuel components, and relatively straightforward mechanical systems. Many mechanics also report that the engine is easier to service than many modern power. Independent truck technician Kevin Moore has described the design as straightforward, exactly what you want in a work truck engine. While long-term data is still accumulating, early reliability reports have been very encouraging. Owners who regularly tow or haul with the engine often report strong real-world performance. The engine's torque characteristics make it well suited for heavy loads. Instead of needing extremely high RPM, the engine delivers steady pulling power at moderate engine speeds. That improves drivability when hauling equipment, trailers, or construction materials. Fleet managers have also noted that gasoline engines like the Godzilla can sometimes reduce maintenance costs compared to diesel engines, which often require complex emission systems. For some businesses, that trade-off makes gasoline power very appealing. Another reason the Godzilla continues generating excitement is its future potential. Ford engineers designed the architecture with room for growth. Some industry insiders believe the engine could eventually appear in new applications, including performance trucks, racing builds, high-performance crate engines. In fact, Ford already sells the engine as a crate motor, increasing its popularity among custom builders. Its strong block and large displacement make it a platform capable of supporting even more powerful future versions. After looking at both praise and criticism, the answer becomes clearer. The Godzilla engine isn't perfect, and some of the hype may exaggerate its capabilities. It's not the most technologically advanced engine ever built. It doesn't deliver the fuel economy of smaller turbocharged engines, and it still can't match diesel engines for extreme towing. However, dismissing the engine as overhyped would also be inaccurate. The 7.3-liter V8 succeeds precisely because it focuses on what truck buyers actually need. Durability, simplicity, strong low RPM torque, easy maintenance in those areas. The engine performs extremely well. Final thoughts: the debate surrounding the Godzilla engine reveals something important about modern truck engineering. In an era dominated by turbochargers, hybrid systems, and increasingly complex technology, the Godzilla represents a very different philosophy. It embraces old-school engineering principles combined with modern manufacturing and durability standards. That combination has created an engine that many truck owners trust. Is it slightly overhyped? Maybe. But the truth is that it deserves much of the praise it receives. It may not be the most advanced engine on the market, but it accomplishes exactly what Ford intended. And in the world of heavy-duty trucks, reliability and strength often matter more than cutting-edge technology. For many drivers, the Godzilla isn't just hype. It's proof that sometimes bigger, simpler, and tougher really can be better.